live. What is going on, everyone? Thank you all so much for tuning in at this time. Everybody that's here, greatly appreciate it. Anybody watching this on the replay, thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let me raise this up a little bit. There we go. Now we're more center. So glad we got the win, right? Good win on a win streak. Not the sexiest win, if we're being honest, right? A lot of moments in that game where it was like, oh, come on, Lakers, do not blow this game, do not lose this game, right? We just cannot afford this. But fourth quarter separation, pulled away, got the win. I'll gladly take that, right? A win is a win. You don't get style points, right? You don't get any like extra credit for winning by 30. Would I have loved this game to be over at halftime? Absolutely. But Minnesota's still a good team that you knew was going to come out and play. Minnesota's a good team that you knew was going to, they weren't going to lay down, right? You knew this was a team that was going to do whatever they could to try to still win this game. They're fighting for seeding. Yes, they're without Karl Anthony Towns. Yes, they're without Rudy Gobert. Yes, they're without Kyle Anderson, but they still had Anthony Edwards. They still had Naz Reid. They still had McDaniels. They still had plenty of pieces to make this game interesting, as they did. I mean, great example. Look at like what the Lakers did to Milwaukee. Look at what the Lakers did to Boston without LeBron James and Anthony Davis. These are still NBA players, right? They're still going to show up. They're still going to play the game of basketball, right? They're still a team that gets hot. The Lakers didn't do themselves any favors, right? Like the Lakers turned the ball over heavy. How many turnovers? I know that they had a bunch of turnovers this game. They had in total, they had 20 turnovers, right? You're not winning many games having 20 turnovers. Got to take care of the basketball. Got to do a better job in that regard. The defense continues to be an issue out on the perimeter. It's a concern of mine. It's something that I continue to stress about this current starting five, right? I know we have this starting five. I like this starting five. Offensively, they've been great. Problem is, defensively, they can't stop anybody, right? So there are frustrations in that regard. Some positives, though. I loved how they were sharing the basketball. I loved how they moved the basketball, right? The ball wasn't sticking for the most part. There were moments where, like, LeBron kind of had to go on a nice little stretch, go on a little run. Anthony Davis had dominant moments and stuff, but they did a good job, especially early in the game, of just moving the basketball, sharing the basketball, right? Things not sticking. This was, a collective effort in many ways. But, you put it on the shoulders of your superstars, and they did their job, right? LeBron did LeBron things. Anthony Davis did Anthony Davis things. And yet it was a good game, right? Anthony Davis was, I mean, talk about dominant. That dude was dominant. Well, we need to see that against Sacramento. I'm not saying he has to go and get, 25 and 27 today, right? Like, I'm not saying he has to go do that, but you're going up against Sabonis. You're 0-9 against Sabonis. We need that Sacramento win. Sacramento did us a huge favor today by losing to the Houston Rockets in a game that they should have won. We cannot afford to lose to Sacramento. I know we have to go to Sacramento, but we got to find a way to get that done. Got to find a way to win that game. No excuses in that regard. We need that done. But anyway, let's dive into the box scores here, break down some of the players, and then we'll jump into all of your super chats and all of your regular questions and stuff. I really appreciate you guys being here. Also, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. You guys are awesome. So, start with Rui. Let's start at the top. Rui Hachimura, 23 points, 5 of 10 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3, 3 assists, 2 rebounds, 15 points. LeBron James, 10 of 16, 2 of 4 from 3. 8 rebounds, 9 assists, 5 turnovers. Got to take care of the basketball, Bron. Him and Austin Reeves. It's like every time the Lakers have heavy turnovers, who are the two culprits? LeBron and Austin Reeves. Got to take care of the basketball. No, I'm not going to get too much on LeBron. LeBron is fantastic. He did great things this game, but got to take care of the basketball. Anthony Davis, 9 of 17. 9 of 13 from the foul line. He's got to do a better job. It's the only real knock on him was him making his free throws. He missed like several. But dominance on the board is an understatement. I mean, 25 rebounds. He had 10 offensive rebounds by himself. He had what most people average for rebounds total. He had on just offensive rebounds, 15 defensive, 25 rebounds. He also had 5 assists, 7 steals, 3 blocks, 27 points. Also, if I'm not mistaken, they said something about Anthony Davis is the first player ever with that stat line of 27 points, 25 rebounds, 5 assists, and 5 steals, which he had 7. So, again, he put on a absolute dominant clinic today. You love to see it. Austin Reeves, 7 of 13 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3. It's nice to see his 3-point shot continuing to ramp up. I made a video on the Lake Show. Lakers are 8th in 3-point percentage now. It's really good. A lot of that is Austin Reeves starting to come around and hitting his threes. But 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Again, he had as many turnovers as assists. That's not great. Don't like to see that, but he had a good game, 19 points. Not going to get on him too much. D'Lo, 5 of 12 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3, 13 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds. He had a solid game. Nothing like crazy, right? But, I mean, that's usually how it goes. He had a couple nice shots, hit a couple key shots in key moments throughout, sprinkled throughout the game. Shot 40% from 3, so not really too much you can, you're not going to expect the guy to knock down 9 threes a game, but he still shot, maintained 40%, which is impressive. 13 points, obviously that's not the big 44-point game, but that's usually how it goes. Unless you're like a super duper star, it's kind of hard to maintain that level. And he was our best plus minus at a plus 21, which shows you his impact. Like I said, he had a solid game. I liked what I saw from D'Lo this game. Again, nothing that was like, oh my gosh, D'Lo. It wasn't like last game, but it was good. He was solid. Spencer Dinwiddie, he had his struggles. It was kind of frustrating seeing him out there this game. Like, he did more complaining than playing. That was really frustrating. Again, I hate the role he's in. Like, I hate it. I'd like to see him in a more on-ball role, but it's not up to me, right? It's kind of hard to make a player magically change the way he's played his entire career and expect him to look good. I'm not saying he's doing himself any favors. He's definitely not, but he's also not getting any favors. So that's frustrating too. Jackson Hayes, 4 of 4 from the field, 9 points. Taurean Prince, 3 of 6 from the field. He didn't make a 3. He was 0 of 3 from 3, but I like that he didn't settle. He was being aggressive, getting to the basket, all those things. I love to see it. But anyway, let's dive into the chat here. And look, starting us off at the top. What's up? Don't forget to like the video. Yes, take a quick second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You people are awesome. Canthony didn't play this with Dumb. Yeah, he was fantastic this game. AD can dominate when he's facing smaller opponents. Great game for AD. Like I said earlier, I need to see him. I need to see what he does against Sabonis. I'm not saying he has to go and give me 25 rebounds, but I need to see something serviceable from him, right? I need to see some level of just not getting smacked, right? Dinwiddie was goofy. He had a rough game. Can Lakers Nation show me some love for becoming the Nas Reed stopper? Shout out to Taurean Prince. Tyler, what do you think is 5 of Austin Reeves' most iconic games of his career so far? Definitely, what was it, 2 years ago? The game winner. Who was it against? Houston? I think it was against Houston. Definitely a game-winning game. Maybe the more recent Celtics game was one where didn't have LeBron, didn't have AD, and he was just going ham. He had 33 that game, I think, something like that. Definitely, what was it? Was it game 5? I think it was game 5 of the Warriors series. And then also, I think you could say game 1 of the Grizzlies series. I think that was the game he had 25 or whatever in that game, which was his first playoff game. So to do that. And then probably, I think it was the game against wasn't the Knicks, might have been the Pelicans. It was his first coming out game. It was like LeBron was out. He started and he had that big game. Those are probably the games that I'd come to mind. I might be wrong on some of the teams he played, but I'm sure you guys remember the games. Just because like that was his emergence into like, oh, hey, Austin Reeves might actually beat somebody. And then you had the playoff games last year in the playoff run, sprinkle in the game here this year because he hasn't had a great season this year. He's had a couple games that were nice, but that Boston game where he just was kind of the guy, you love to see that. And then yeah, probably the most memorable games. I mean, if you want to go to like the Olympics, he had a couple games in the Olympics where he was just crazy. But Naz Reid lives for these Laker games, but we survived the storm. Yeah. Hey, look, Naz Reid, he was coming off of a great game prior. He had like 7 threes in the previous game. So he's solid. That's what I was saying. Like I talked about it before we got into this game. Like, look, you got to take this game serious. They still have Anthony Edwards who could go off and drop, 40, right? What did he have? I know he had like 20 something, right? He wasn't like ridiculous this game, but I know he was solid. Anthony Edwards had 25. Yeah. 25, 7, and 7. Naz Reid, 25 points. I mean, you knew those are 2 guys that are capable of doing that. So it's not a surprise, but I'll take the win. Big game on Wednesday. Yes, big game on Wednesday. I'm glad we got like 2 days rest. It's good. Hopefully they don't get too crazy on Anthony Davis's birthday tomorrow, right? Hopefully they, they're not out getting too trashed. Whoops. Because we got a very big game coming up. We don't need the hangover before the game. Monster game by AD. I hope he can do it consistently. I mean, that type of game be a little tough. I mean, 27 and 25. There's only like one guy in the history that's done that regularly. So, but just like that aggression, that energy level, that the consistent just attacking and being aggressive, I like that. Tyler, who do you think is the most dynamic 3-point shooter on our team? D'Angelo Russell. D'Lo just, I mean, some of the difficulty 3-point makes he has, basically being able to knock it down from anywhere outside from the 3, definitely D'Lo. Reeves has his moments too, don't get me wrong, but he's more of like spot up. Like D'Lo, he's making threes like off the dribble in transition, contested, like turnaround threes. Like he's definitely solid. After the Kings game, we're gonna end our L week. Yeah. So that's something I've hit on heavily. I'll probably make a video diving into it more tomorrow because we'll finish this live stream. I'll probably let the stream marinate and then set up videos for tomorrow. But probably the morning video will probably be the one where I really kind of go into like, because we get through the Kings, the schedule really does lighten up, right? Like there's the Lakers have a real opportunity here if they buckle down, do what they need to do. Look, I keep saying it in videos. I've said it in live streams. We are like an extended win streak away from being the 6th seed. Like seriously, we're right there. If we can just rattle off 5, 6, 7 games, which we haven't done yet this season, and pretty much every other team has. So if we can get a streak, I'm not saying we have to go on like a 12-game win or anything crazy like that, but if we can go and rattle off, give me 4 or 5 in a row, lose a game, and then give me like 3 in a row. Like if we can do something where we win, we have 16 games left. If we can win 10, if we can go 10-6 the rest of the way, I'd be happy. Because 10-6, that would put us at 47 wins, right? If I'm not mistaken. We could do something like that. That'd be great, right? Get somewhere in that ballpark. And that's very doable. We have a bunch of very good wins. After the Kings game, we have a very, not easy schedule, but a lot of games that we should win. Let's see. Hey, Tyler, good win. A win we should have gotten. Yes, agreed. It was a win we should have gotten. Would I have liked it in a more, not really dominant fashion, but like I said, I'm not like one of those people that are big. Like winning by 30 plus stuff like that is really hard to do in the NBA. I know it seems like it happens regularly, but that's just because there's so many games and so many teams. Like the reality is like for a team to win that many games in a row dominantly, like a lot has to go right. But I would have liked us to, like, when we went up 13, I didn't like that we gave up what was it, a 20-3 run after that. Like, if we would have just like basically controlled the game start to finish, like I didn't. There was never really a thought that we lose this game just because like how easy everything was coming for the Lakers. Like the Lakers basically got whatever they wanted because Minnesota couldn't match up size wise. So I wasn't really worried about that, but I would have liked a little more of a controlled game. Like I felt like this, what like the Lakers weren't always in control, and this is a game that I think that the Lakers should have been in more control. What's going on, Mission? Like to see Hayes playing alongside AD. Yeah, Darvin Ham's been doing that a lot more lately, which is good. I like to see it. I do. Great win, Tyler. Agreed, Sally. I'm right there with you. Tyler, do you think the Lakers were kind of coasting tonight? Yeah, to an extent. I mean, again, it's you're playing a team that you know is missing basically three of their starters, or at least three of their key rotation guys. You know, you're at home, right? The game starts. You're kind of in control. It just show like they're kind of shooting the lights out a little bit. You're just like like we're gonna blow these guys out. Like you can kind of get complacent. Look, if the Lakers were in a better situation, I wouldn't care as much. Like I really wouldn't. Like if the Lakers were like the 3 seed, I'd be like who cares? Like we won the game, right? But the reason I get frustrated by these games is because this is like the norm for the Lakers, right? Like great examples like the Boston game, right? If you're a Boston fan, you're furious. Lakers beat you without LeBron and AD, but if you let cooler heads prevail, you can kind of brush it off and be like, well, you know, we're the best team in the league, right? Um, you know, Milwaukee, Lakers beat Milwaukee without LeBron. If you're a Milwaukee fan, you're furious. But then you let cooler heads prevail and you're like, look, it happens. Got the bounce back win against Clippers, right? Like that kind of thing. It's because you're a team that you know can win games and you know do things the right way more times than not. Problem with the Lakers is they don't. It's like you know, it's just you're constantly walking on eggshells. I feel like with the Lakers, where it's like, you know, which Laker team is showing up today? How are the Lakers going to look today? What team are we getting today? And those are the kind of things that kind of bother me a little bit, you know. But I'll take the win. We needed it. I'm not going to complain about a win. I want to see the Lakers. Good habits are my thing. We need to continue to build good habits. Would have won by 20 plus if it wasn't for the turnovers. I got to take care of the basketball. Agreed, but nonetheless, great win. They're better than what their record actually is. Agreed. Floyd, I have screamed that constantly. I understand, like, you are what your record is, but this team is clearly better. Like, this team, if they just play the right way, they're good. Like, I still firmly trust this team against pretty much any team in the league, not named Denver. Denver and the Kings are our only weakness. Yeah, and it's just because of how they match up. They got that, you know, versatile, talented, you know, European center. They got skilled guards and they got 3-point shooting. You want to beat the Lakers? That's how you do it. All right, that's the best way to beat the Lakers. Like Sacramento was like a poor man's Denver Nuggets team in many ways. Like Nuggets are clearly like an upgraded version, but Sabonis in many ways is kind of like a poor man's Jokic. De'Aaron Fox, it's kind of like he doesn't have the size. Like sometimes he looks better than Jamal, but I would take Jamal over De'Aaron Fox personally if I could have between the two. Right? Then you got their shooters and stuff like that. But yeah, it just they just match up well against the Lakers. They just have everything that they need to match up well against the Lakers. Ermin, coming in hot, $2 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. What can we do to stop Monk and Fox? Scary thought. That's the problem. Is we just don't have the speed for the guards. Well, problem is Darvin Ham's not going to do it. Personally, I would probably start. I mean, if we had everybody back, it would be a little less concerning. Problem is we don't. Personally, I would probably start like Cam Reddish and see if you can slow down Fox early, and just throw him on that. I actually liked and I actually think it would work better, which is why I don't know why Darvin Ham didn't do it. The defensive scheme that they ran against Denver, where basically they had Rui on Jokic and then Anthony Davis as like the help defender, I actually think would work a lot better against Sacramento. Because again, Sacramento's like a poor man's um, Denver. They don't have like as highly skilled guys as Denver does. So I think it would work better. So I don't hate the idea of starting the game where essentially you have Rui on Sabonis. LeBron basically is playing out on the perimeter, defending out on the perimeter. You go with Reeves and D'Lo, which again I kind of would like to, or even Max Christie, just to like have somebody that can kind of stay in front of Fox. But if you do that, right, obviously you're going to have to help on Sabonis, but Rui's strong enough to at least kind of hold his own physically. And then you kind of like live with that, have Anthony Davis be the help defender, but also Anthony Davis can help contest and just make things difficult for Fox, kind of make other guys beat you. So I don't hate that idea. Problem is we just don't have the guys in position that we need. Right? Like if you have Jared Vanderbilt, you have Gabe Vincent, you have guys like that. Well, now you're in a better position. Like you could go with like D'Lo, Vando, right? And now Vando could guard Fox, and then when they put um, Monk and Fox in, you could go with like Gabe Vincent and Vando, or Dinwiddie and Vando, things like that. So, but right now, I wouldn't mind like a slightly altered version of how the Lakers defended the Nuggets in that previous game, where you basically just kind of left the weak side corner man kind of live with that. And then if he starts getting hot, you make the adjustment. I know like the weak side corner man for the Kings is Keegan Murray as opposed to Aaron Gordon. But like I kind of just live with that and try to make the adjustment. Right? Like if you have to fix that, then you fix it. But Keegan Murray hasn't been great lately, so you just kind of play the odds. Would be kind of how I would go about it. Let's see. We have one of the worst schedules, yeah. Absolute cinema, yes. Let's get this discussion going. Yeah, I know. Sorry, I know I was like a minute late. F grade. It was like a minute. I was like a minute late. This whole like change of the clock is like messed my day up. Like I got like no sleep because like I usually go to sleep around like 3 in the morning because I'm like setting everything up. But like all of a sudden it was 3 in the morning, so I didn't go to bed till like 5 in the morning. And then like I was up at like 9 in the morning, and just like everything's just been behind. So I've just been like trying to play catch up with everything. So like finished the stream, but I had to like finalize my video on the lake show. I got just too many things going. Okay. But we're here. We're here. 27 and 25 is crazy. Yes, agreed. I appreciate you guys though. I do. I'm glad you guys are anxious and excited for the live streams. It makes me happy. I'm very blessed. Seriously. Man's busting out the DBZ shirt. That's right. Right. RIP Tori. Yeah, man, that sucks. That's suck news. But hopefully the future of DBZ keeps on trucking. And you get a turnover, and you get a turnover, and you get a turnover. Everybody gets a turnover. Let's see. Where was Rui in the second half? Left my ass up, man. He went with a lot more. I just think he went with the size factor. He was a beast tonight. D'Lo cooled off tonight. Yeah, he also didn't take as many shots either. D'Lo, how many shots did D'Lo take? He only took like 12 shots, right? Total. For the last game, he took like 25. Yeah, took 12 shots. Shot 40% from 3. But again, he's not a superstar, right? Like, there's very few people that are dropping 40-point games regularly. But I will take it. Yep. What is going on, Daniel? 80 had a great game, but Nas Reed and Gaza don't move me. I thought it was over when the Lakers gave up the lead and it was tied at 84. I'm glad we managed to claw this win out. Yeah, I mean, I personally, I never really thought we were going to lose the game, just simply on the fact that like the Lakers were always like they basically got whatever they wanted. So I wasn't worried about them actually losing the game. I was just like, it's just frustrating that it was even as close as it was till the fourth. Um, yeah, against Sabonis, yeah, facts. Lakers need to get a lot of rest because Sacramento is going to run them off the court again if they are tired. We just need to put him in better position. Score, honestly, I think he's trying to see where he fits. Reeves been playing like he don't want to lose no playing time. Yeah, Reeves has been much better lately. Um, he usually cooks Gobert to be. Yeah, Anthony Davis has had a lot of success against Gobert. Tyler, do you know why the Lakers let go of DeAndre Hunter in the 2019? Uh, I know it was for a trade. I'm just trying to remember what the trade was. I don't remember what it was off the top of my head. Um, but I know it was for a trade. It wasn't the AD trade, wasn't it? No, it might have been the AD trade. And like yeah, and then that pick got uh transferred somebody. I don't really remember 100% to be honest. Yeah, got to make our free throws, man. Free throws were. Phew. Gabe is too comfortable. Get him out of there. Um, is reasonable for most of them, Tyler. Um, in what regard? Sorry. Against Sabonis and uh, if you mean like against like the big men, like Sabonis and stuff like that, we need like you're talking about reasonable games. If it's something like that, then like I mean I need Anthony Davis just be his average. Give me like 23 to 25 and like 12 rebounds and we're good. Like I don't need him to be 40. I don't need him to be 27 and 25, but just don't get dominated. Um, good game. Too many bad passes. Don't get it. Yes, that was not the uh, greatest version of the Lakers, that's for sure. He got 2 days of rest. He said his birthday is tomorrow, but he might mean today. He said they have the day off. Yeah. Hopefully, like I said earlier, it's not. They don't get too crazy, right? We're still in the heart of the season. Like, enjoy your birthday, have fun, enjoy it, but like, you better not be getting your ass busted against Sabonis on Wednesday. 80 is a monster. Yeah, he can be. He definitely can be. Um, Bro, I will never understand why they left Braun and AD and when the game was over. My goodness, yeah, get him out, get him some rest. Um, let's see. Um, I thought LeBron messed up his ankle. Is he healthy now? He's been dealing with the ankle injury for literal months. They've just been trying to manage it. I mean, like I've talked about just letting him rest, like giving him some rest. But this is an important game, right? We can't really afford him to miss too many games. We got to win as many games as we can. Yeah, do it against Sabonis, not Reed. Yep. Um, did you guys not see Braun was moving? He clearly tweaked it. Yeah. Let's see. Happy early birthday to AD. Yeah, facts. AD was a beast. Great win, but the Lakers are supposed to be a depleted T-Wolves team. Yes, exactly. But I mean, like, good. You did what you're supposed to do. I mean, you still get credit, but this isn't something where it's like, oh my god, I can't believe we pulled this off. Like, no, it was. This is what you were supposed to do. You did it. Um, Not Reeves should never have 4 turnovers. Agreed. Great win. Keep on winning. Yes. Like I said, we are like an extended win streak away from being in business. Nuggets, Clippers, and Kings own the Lakers. I don't know why you put the Clippers. The Lakers have a winning record against the Clippers this year. We were just discussing DBZ the other day, Rip. Yeah, facts. Like, yeah, I mean, we were just talking about it on the stream. Even like, it's just it is. It sucks. Hopefully they're able to continue the legacy and continue like striving forward because obviously none of us fans we want it to go. Like I don't want it to go. Like I don't want to see like DBZ be done, Dragon Ball Super, all the movies, all that stuff. I'm not gonna lie, I have a little concern because last time Dory, stepped away, right? We got what you call it? We got why am I blanking on the name? You know what I'm talking about? GT. There we go. I don't know why I blanked on GT. We ended up getting GT, and like that wasn't like the greatest. Although I am a fan of Super Baby. Like I love Super Baby Vegeta. Like I thought that was like just a great character design. But outside of that, like it wasn't really much to write home about outside of like the baby arc. And even that was kind of like silly. But I'm hoping that they kind of have the structure in line now to where they can keep it going. For obviously his legacy and for us fans too. But we took care of business. Anxiety through the roof. Yes, Gosman. First off, thank you so much for super chat. Secondly, look, we got the win. I'm happy. I'll take the win. Again, wasn't the sexiest fashion, right? Like I would have liked it in a little more fashion. But overall, I'm glad we buckled down, handled business, did our thing, and walked away with the W. We needed that. We needed that badly. Now we're 6 games over 500 for the first time. That is huge. Gotta keep tacking away, man. We gotta find a way to beat Sacramento. Beat Sacramento and the Warriors, and I will be a very happy camper. Very happy. But where were we? Appreciate you again. Darn it. Come on. Spencer does not fit. I absolutely believe Spencer Dinwiddie fits. I just think Spencer Dinwiddie is in the wrong role. I just think that they are utilizing Spencer Dinwiddie atrociously. Like, again, you brought in a skilled combo guard that can handle the ball and make plays to bring off the bench because you didn't have that all season. Even with Gabe Vincent, you don't really have that. Like, Spencer Dinwiddie makes a world of sense for the Lakers if he was put in the proper position. Darvin Ham does not put him in the proper position, and it is infuriating. I think Spencer Dinwiddie could genuinely be a 12-5 guy off the bench if he was actually given the proper position, allowed to play the proper role, but they just don't let him do it, or even like a 10-5 guy. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. LeBron James, such a constant. He never sells. What's your top 10? My top 10, I'm assuming you mean like NBA players ever. Look, I've said it before. Well, first off, yeah, LeBron is dude, like you can always count on LeBron to go get you 25, right? Like he's just like guaranteed. He just walks into that. But top 10 all time is tough because I've never really been a huge fan of the argument. Look, I've said that I think LeBron James is the greatest player ever. Like, if you're talking about just pure basketball play, like LeBron James is literally a creative character, and in like every way. Like, you talk about a guy that's like 6'8", 6'9", with like ridiculous athleticism, can play both sides, can play 1 through 5, can play in any era. Like, he's exactly what you want from like a basketball player. His dominance, like he's had seasons that were like you just can't believe he's a real player. So I definitely have like LeBron, Jordan, 1 and 2. If you want to argue Jordan, sure, but I just think that if you talk about pure basketball standpoint, you can always make an argument either way. But I'd say 1 and 2. Then I'd probably go like Kareem 3, and then from there, I just think like you could really make an argument however you wanted to do it, right? Like you can argue Magic. Right? You can argue, I'd probably go Magic at the Magic 4. I don't know. I'd really have to write it out because I mean, like Shaq's dominance. I think is a real factor. I think he belongs in the top 10. Um, I think, obviously Kobe, I'd put Kobe in the top 10, but I think he's like in the middle. I'd probably put him maybe like seventh if I really like wrote it out. I'd have to like this is something I actually have to write down and like actually think about because it's always changing. Like I'm always like but I can make an argument for that guy. But I can make an argument for that guy. Like I've always been like a position guy. Like if you give me the positions, like I think like Magic greatest point guard ever, Jordan greatest shooting guard ever, LeBron greatest small forward ever, right? Duncan greatest power forward ever, center Kareem, right? And then your next five, I think you could go. I think you go point guard. I mean, you can make an argument for a lot of point guards, but like you go Kobe as a 2 guard, Bird as a 3 guard. You go like Shaq for the center. You could go KG for versatility, Anthony Davis first. Like if you're talking versatility, like if I'm making like 5-man units, I think that's a better conversation. I hate the like debates because it's just like the GOAT era, like or especially the GOAT debate. Like it's just like you can make so many arguments for so many guys based on like just size and stature and like can this guy play in any era? Like what is his versatility on any team? Like because I look at guys as like basketball players, right? Like who's a basketball player? Like I just think it's tough. It's something I definitely have to write out. Maybe I'll like do a video one day on that. Like break down like my positions and then break down my like actual 10. Because I don't know, it's just the problem is I don't ever want to get locked into it. Is my thing. Just because outside of like me thinking LeBron is the greatest player ever, outside of that, I just like I don't ever want to get locked into my top 10 because I just think there's so many like you can make an argument for so many guys. You talk about 10 players in a game that's had like every year there's 100. There's guys still finishing their careers. Like Luka can move in the top 10 by the time he's said and done. Jokic can move in the top 10 by the time he's said and done. Right? Giannis could, if he wins a couple more chips, could move into the top 10 by the time it's said and done. Like there's so many guys that are just remarkable. Yeah. Sorry, I probably went a lot longer, and that probably wasn't the answer you wanted, but it's just it gets my wheels turning. It does. Like I don't know. I'm gonna have to like do that at some point because I know people like that. I know people like to hear that kind of stuff. He did almost baptize AD. That was crazy. Doesn't know how to use Dinwiddie at all. Agreed. It drives me crazy. Rui getting pulled out of the game after he was hot. Why doesn't Rui get more time? I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not gonna get. Sorry. Oh, it's like outside. Sorry, I thought I heard one of my kids like yelling, but it was outside. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. What was I say? Oh, that's what it was. I'm not really gonna get on him for playing Hayes and AD more, right? Like it's kind of what we've been wanting him to do, right? Like get some size, go with the big man out there. Obviously, yeah, could you play Rui more? Sure, but I just think like Minnesota was small. You go with the bigger guys, like sure. Obviously, Rui's more skilled, but I don't know. I mean, we got the win. I'm not gonna get on it too much. I don't have a ton of faith in him as far as like rotations and things like that go. Like I said, he has a real hard time with like rotation structure, and that's a problem in and of itself. But we'll see. Christian coming out $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Rip DBZ creator. Win. Good night, Goofy Goobers. Goofy Goober rock. Dun, 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 rock. Goofy Goobers rock. But first off, Christian, thank you so much. Secondly, yes, R.I.P. to Toye. Yeah, I was rocking my DBZ shirt today. Yeah, but it's just I was talking about that earlier. Is that like I really do hope that they continue with the legacy and the mangas and stuff. Although I haven't really read those in a long time. I used to be like super on top of it when I was like a kid, when I was younger. I used to do like all that stuff. Like I was always like into like all that stuff when I was younger. Like, I was a big Pokemon kid when I was younger, and then I went to Yu-Gi-Oh, played Yu-Gi-Oh for a long time, and then like DBZ and all that stuff. Like, I was like the nerdy basketball kid. So it was great. Like, it's funny though. Like, all that stuff is like coming back. All that stuff is like resurging. Like, I remember being a kid and like, a little kid. Once I got to like mid teenage years, I didn't really care so much. But like, like when you're a kid, you're like, oh, I don't want anyone to know I'm playing Pokemon, or like, don't want anyone to know you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Well, Pokemon wasn't really that. Pokemon was like a huge craze for a long time, but like Yu-Gi-Oh, I remember like, oh, you don't want to tell anybody. Like, you talking to all the females and stuff, you're like, like telling your boys like, hey, don't mention, like, keep that under wraps. You tell a girl and they're like, my little brother plays that. Like, that's great. Tell them, hook it up. Like, but yeah, I used to do all that stuff. Those are the good old days. I'm not gonna lie, I miss those days. Like, I miss like going to like your local card shops and stuff. Like, it was fun, and like you make friends and build teams and stuff. Like, that stuff was like a lot of fun. I miss those like days, those childhood days. Now I'm like adult. Like, I would still do that if I could. Like, I know like there's people like make like a real living off of that stuff, which is crazy. Um, but anyway, sorry, went on a little nostalgia rant there. Uh, Lakers haters will always hate, of course, always, always. AD gonna have a flu game. Yeah, he's gonna be all toe up, toe up from the flow up. Ree had a big first half. Ain't do nothing in the second. Yeah, he was lighting it up. He was going ham early. Like, literally, that dude was shooting the lights out. Bear coming out with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Top 10, number 1, Braun, 2, MJ, Kobe, 3, 4, Magic, 5, Shaq, 6, Kareem, 7, Curry, 8, KD, 9, Duncan, 10, Will. That's a great starting five. Like, or not starting five, top 10. Like I said, I I can make an argument for so many of those things. Like, again, I think LeBron, MJ, again, for me personally, 1 and 2. After that, like, a lot of people have Kobe there. Magic, I think 4, I think, is a great spot. I really like Kareem was special, man. Kareem was tough. Like, yeah, like if you want to make, I would swap. This is just me personally. I would swap at bare minimum. I would swap Shaq with Kareem. That's just me personally. Bare minimum. Um, See, like KD, I don't know if I could put KD in the top 10. I know he's got like 2 chips and stuff like that, but like, I mean, I don't know. It's just like, it's just so hard. Like, because again, you can make an argument for so many guys, so many different guys. Um, Sorry, I'm just racking my brain here. Like, Curry, has Curry even moved in the top 10? Like, I don't know. I'm gonna really have to like think about it. Like, I just don't want to spend like 40 minutes on a live stream just sitting here thinking about like, oh, what about this guy? Like, what about this guy? Like, I just yeah, I mean, I definitely think, yeah, like Magic 4 slot I think is great. Like I said, I'd probably go Kareem 3, Magic 4, Shaq 5. I won't argue that too much. Curry, KD, Duncan, Wilt. I don't know. I think you'd have to put Duncan higher, like, than Curry and KD, right? Like, because if you're gonna put in all the factors, right, you're gonna like kind of go through the ins and outs of it, right? Like, Steph Curry, don't get me wrong, revolutionized the game in so many ways, was absolutely incredible, but like, how many like he's won what, 4 finals and has 1 finals MVP in those 4 finals, right? Like, KD has 2 and he won it with Curry, right? Like, Duncan was the best guy on the best team. Like, I know he didn't win like all the like finals MVP stuff too. Like, he had Kawhi or like stuff like that, but like Duncan was, I don't know. Again, you just make so many different arguments. That's the problem. I get too like, basketball mindy about it. I'm like, well, what about like like analytically, I guess. Christian, I still play Pokemon. I have zero shame. Mid 30s. Oh, like now I don't. Yeah, now it's like a trend. Like it's cool to like do that stuff. I was just talking about like like when you're in like middle school or whatever, you're just like like you know like I don't like don't tell the girl that I play Pokemon still or whatever. Like it was just always the thing. Like I just remember that like growing up, it was like you had like the super cool like when you were young, like it was like super cool and awesome to like play Pokemon. And then you like got to this age where it was like, like don't tell the girls that. And then as you get older, you realize like it does like you don't care. Like like it means absolutely nothing. Like yeah, like now like I said, I would love to do it. Like I would love to like I would still play like I loved playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Like I used to always say like it was like the card version of chess. Like I was like sponsored on like a team at one point. Like I was actually making like pretty good money in like my teens. Like I played Yu-Gi-Oh like all through high school. Like yeah, I miss those. Like I do. Like I genuinely miss those days. Like they're so fun going to like all the tournaments and like going to like the regionals and what were they? They were the Shonen Jump Championships. Were like what the S and now they're like YCSs. Like I haven't played in so long. Like I'll still like watch like stuff on it sometimes, and like I have friends that still like play. It's just I know now it's like become like a crazy. Like I don't think I'd be able to play it anymore because like I know it's became like even Pokemon wasn't what it was when I was like younger. Like when I played when I was a kid, like now like all the cards that I grew up with are all like they can't even use anymore. Right now they have. I just it's what I'll say is like I don't think I'd ever like even if I could get back into like that stuff, I don't think I would because it's just so complex now. Like I just don't have the time in my thing, but I do miss it. I do miss it, and that's awesome. You keep doing that seriously, and yeah, don't have shame about it. Who cares? Like you just reach it. I think it's like when you get to like when you really become an adult and you start realizing like you don't care. Like what are you gonna say? Like who cares? Like when? Like, but when you're a kid, you're like trying to be cool, right? You're like trying to be all like tough and like, it's just different atmosphere. Um, but yeah, I do. I miss those days. Um, unpopular opinion: Max Christie is a tad overrated. Depends on what regard. Like just the way some people talk about him. Yes, I can understand that, but like I think he's very good, and I've hyped him up a lot. He's just not there yet. Like I'm more hype about his future than I am right now. Like I think he has a world of potential. Like I've talked about, like I could see him being like a smaller Paul George at some point, right? Like I think at worst he becomes like an OG on an OB, right? Like he's very skilled, very talented, and it's only like his second year. I just think one, it's kind of hard to get a gauge when like he doesn't have a real role. He's just kind of thrown out there in minutes. Plus, Darvin Ham is terrible at putting guys in proper position. Like I think if Max Christie was on the right team in the right situation, I think Max Christie would be very good. Like honestly, like I think he'd be better than he has been. So I don't know if I'd say he's overrated, but yeah. Anyway, um, Barrett coming out with super chat. Thanks so much. Next face of the NBA after MJ, Kobe, and Braun. I think it's Victor Wembanyama. I really do. Like, I don't think anyone else. Like, I know who was Tatum. Right? Didn't Tatum say that like he wants to be the face or he can be the face, whatever? I just don't think unless he just starts all of a sudden winning a bunch of championship stuff. I don't think he will. Like, I think Victor Wembanyama is everything that you want for like the next like guy. Right? Because he's something we've never seen before. He's already like, I can't believe that kid just did that. He's very humble. He's very like well spoken, right? Like he's also like I also understand like some people will be like like can a foreign player be like the face of the league? I think that's good for the NBA, right? Like I think if they had a guy like Victor, like that's good because the NBA is trying to become like that real global brand and being like the biggest sport in the world, right? Like in the conversation with soccer or football, if depending on where you're at, right? Like those kind of things. Like I think I genuinely think Victor Wembanyama will end up being the next face in the league. That or I could see like Anthony Edwards. I don't think any of like the big guys right now will be right. Like you look at like Jokic and Embiid and all them. I think they're already like too old. Like they're all like 27, 28. And LeBron probably plays a couple more years. Same thing with Steph, right? Like you got to wait for those guys to actually get out of the league. So I think like Victor, Anthony Edwards, like those are the kind of guys that I think if Luka can figure out how to like win some championships, and if he went to like a bigger market, I could see maybe him. Like if Luka went to like the Knicks, I think he could eventually be the face. He'd have to win a couple championships, but I do. I think I could see him. I don't know, like, yeah, like, probably, yeah, Victor would probably be my guy. Like, if I had a bet on it, I'd probably say Victor. Victor, like, because he's young enough to where, like, when in 3-4 years, LeBron and Steph and all these guys are gone, he'll just be getting into his 20s, and I think he'll start, like, really starting to take over the league. If he can stay healthy. But great question, Barry. Stockton, come out $2 super chat. Genie and LeBron will have love if he gets number 5. Dude, I saw so many of those memes because LeBron was sitting there like, just chilling, like talking national, congratulated them on National Women's Day, and she like rested her head. Man, like the internet is undefeated. Like some of the stuff people were saying were hilarious. But I was just like, this is like a perfect example of just like overblowing a situation. Pause. But like people just take things so like crazy. Like they're just talking, they're having a conversation, like they're friendly, like like I don't know. I thought it was funny. But yeah. maybe Genie's like, hey, take care of this and I'll take care of you. Who knows? Kings lost, Clippers lost, Lakers win. What a day. Woohoo. Yes. I mean, Clippers, just from like the fan perspective, right? Like as a Laker, yeah, Clippers losing is always great. Doesn't really help with the standings, unfortunately. Kings does, though. Kings is huge. And Sacramento losing today is another reason why it frustrates me that we lost to Sacramento. We would have had another full game on Sacramento. Where are we right now? I want to pull this up. Because these are the kind of things that frustrate me. If Lakers would have done their job up 19 in the first quarter, we'd be sitting pretty. So where are they? Lakers are 1 game out of Dallas, 1.5 games out of Sacramento. We would be, because we would have gotten a full game, we'd only be half a game behind Sacramento right now. Getting ready to play them to overtake them by a full game if we would have handled business. Oh, God, the Lakers. They infuriate me. Absolutely infuriate me. Anyway, first time being over 600 or 6 games over 500 for the season. Yes, what a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. If I'm AD, I'm not celebrating my birthday until we figure out how to beat the Kings and then celebrate your birthday after the game. Problem is they don't have like that many days off after. Yeah, it's first time in 3 years. Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, yeah, because last year the Lakers were terrible till the back half, and then the year before that they were even worse. Yeah, yeah, that's probably very accurate. Snorlax, yo, Tyler, what's up, bro? Been a while. Yes, absolutely. What a game. And what a game, especially from AD. First player in NBA history with 25, 25, 5, 5, 3. Unreal. Yeah, which is crazy to think that like a guy like Wilt never had something like that. I mean, it just shows how many like records there are to still be broken, right? It's like every day there's like a new record, especially the way that they keep stats and all the like metrics and stuff now. Um, you ready for this rebuild? Also, first to do that stat line without the blocks, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because the announcer was talking about like even without the blocks, he was the first one with that stat line, um, which was incredible. Sorry, bro, crazy stat. Yeah, our defense is hella sus. I've been screaming it. I've been talking about it. It's very frustrating. Um, is there any team in the East that you see as a real threat? The Boston Celtics. Outside of that, I'm really not worried about the East. Um, it's not. If I'm being real, Boston though. I mean, Boston. Look, Boston should run through the NBA and win a chip. Boston is the best team in the league. Like the problem is like Boston beats themselves weight. I just don't trust Boston. Like what is Jason Tatum going to be in big games and big moments? How many games do the Boston Celtics just lose because they shoot themselves out of the game instead of playing the right way? Like literally, there is no one that could stop Boston if they just decided to play the right brand of basketball. I also think that their coach Joe Mazzulla is not it personally. I think they should upgrade their coach, but yeah, just Boston. Outside of Boston, I think, and look, if Boston doesn't make it to the finals, I think whoever comes out the West wins again. Like if any other team but Boston comes out the East, the West I think takes it. I still wouldn't be shocked if the West takes it, even with Boston. But I think Boston, like they're good enough to win 4 games against anybody. Um, what's this? A good game. AR needs stop with the crazy passing and just pass the ball the right way. The defense was pretty good. Turnover was crazy. Yeah, he's just not. Again, he's not good with ball pressure. He's not good in that regard. Yeah. Personally, I think he needs to play the 2 guard. Let Spencer Dinwiddie be the point guard when D'Lo or LeBron aren't in the game, and then move on. They can be there to see if they take care of the ball. Yes. Lakers can be a championship team. Agreed. Every team on any night can go off in the 50 skill set it takes to make the NBA is insane. Yeah, look, the every night anybody could beat anybody on any given night, literally. Um, let's see. Max should get more playing time. I don't know what he did to him to deserve 0 minutes. I mean, I don't mind him getting a few minutes here and there. Um, like especially right now with everybody not being healthy. I like I definitely get him getting more minutes, or think he should get more minutes when everybody's healthy. I just think it's tough. Like, where do you find him minutes? I just again, I'm not sold on Darvin Ham and the way he runs the ship. Um, let's see what else. Sorry, trying to find something. Me. Uh, Tyler busting out all the excuses definitely deserves an upgrade. It did. Today's I'm like all off. Like everything like I'm behind on all day. I hate the clock change. Um it wasn't a budget. That was literally my only excuse. But fine, give me an F. Um let's see. There's a real debate going on in the chat here. I love it. I love it. We need Cavs to beat the Suns. Agreed. Bulls beat the Mavs. Agreed. Spurs beat the Warriors again. Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully Wemby plays that game. And also Bucks to beat the Kings, and Lakers will have the Kings after that. Yes, they need handle business. Handle business. Hopefully, we need Couple things. Look, the Lakers. Look, if Sacramento loses to the Bucks and then we beat Sacramento, we could end up being in the AC, which would be amazing. And then at that point, we just have to kind of keep pace the rest of the way. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Um, let's see. Did you see the high scoring Sixers and Knicks final score? Yeah, it was like 85-89 or something like that. Yeah. Um, that was hilarious. Lakers had us almost as many points at halftime. I knew AD would play good. Um, let's see. Next game have to be the Lakers have to beat Sacramento and get trust on that we be okay for big things. Yeah, right there, right there. GT was fire though. I personally didn't mind GT. Like GT was GT great. I don't think so, but I don't think it was as bad as people make it out to be. Like there was the problem with like my biggest problem with GT was there was a lot of like just silly concepts. I didn't like making Goku a little kid when you could have just like gotten rid of him or like sapped him of his power or something. Like there's just so many other things you could have done. Like, but like I think that there was some good episodes, some good like sagas in that. Like I said, I really liked the baby saga. Like I thought that that was really good, entertaining. Like the the final, like the what was it, Shenron thing. Like I thought that idea was cool. I just think the execution of it was not great. Like there were some good things that I liked about GT. I know like a lot of people like act like GT was the worst thing ever. I don't think it's that bad. Like I don't think it's the best out of everything, but I do think it's good. Like I enjoy it. I'll watch the baby saga like whenever. Like if we were chilling and you're like, hey, let's watch GT. I'm like, all right, bet. Like, um, let's see. Not related to basketball, but what are your thoughts on Russell Wilson news? Yeah, he went to the Steelers, right? I don't know much about the NFL since I just got into pretty recently, but I saw that on Twitter. Yeah, he went to the Steelers. Um, Mike Tomlin, I think if anyone can kind of get Russell Wilson, I don't think he's ever going to be who he thinks who he was, but I do think he could be serviceable. Problem is Russell Wilson was like very selfish. Like you look at his stats and you're like, oh man, Russell Wilson looks really good. Like he was like top 5 in like percentages. But you look at their team and the record and it's like, why are they so bad? There's no way they can be that bad. And then you realize like, oh, it's because Russell Wilson was like just being selfish and not making the right play, not making the right read, just trying to like inflate his stats and make himself look good. Like that's basically what it boils down to. Can Mike Tomlin get him to stop doing that? That's going to be the question. Mike Tomlin can get him to like actually play and do what's best for the team. I think he could actually be pretty good this year. And I think the Steelers are a good, excuse me, I think they're a good situation for him personally. They keep trying to let Reeves run the offense and have Spencer spot up, and it's strange, and it drives me insane, insane when the opposite should be happening. Literally, um, Kobe is first, and then LeBron always. Talk about like Lakers, like the order of the Lakers. Then yes, um, Kobe is the ultimate Laker. Um, if we can somehow get Sabonis and Fox in foul trouble early in the game, then we can beat them. And the Warriors should be easy for the Lakers. Curry out. Well, we'll see if he's out. Uh, are the Lakers gonna rush Curry back? Or the Warriors gonna rush Curry back? Sorry. I mean, he was only supposed to, like, they were already expecting him only to miss a handful of games. I don't think they will. Like, if it looks like we're just going to end up being the 10th seed, then I think that they'll just rest him. I'm not really worried about that, but um, yeah, I mean, obviously, foul trouble would be nice, but play the right way. Is that what it was? Yeah, it was 79-73. There you go. No, it was even less than I thought. I know it was like super low. Kobe is the greatest Laker, but is top 4 or 5 all time player. Yeah. Agreed. Like, uh, dang, all the debates. Number 23 on the Lakers right now. Giannis is done winning chips. I don't like. I wouldn't be shocked if Giannis leaves after this year, right? Like, I know Giannis just got a new contract, but it's one of those things where you go get the contract and then you worry about it after, right? Like, so I don't know. Um, let's see. Um, we done with the 90s. Man, into the goat debate with those words. Um, MVP should be shaved from OKC. There's definitely an argument for that. Darvin next play, Ham. Let's see. If you are the Lakers, who is your next coach? Because we can't lose a whole year just because of Ham. Problem is, there's no one that I'd want as a coach right now. Like, there's nobody. Like, who are you gonna get? Mark Jackson. Like, he's probably the best option out there right now, but he's essentially blackballed from the league. So I don't see him coming and getting a coaching job. And even then, I don't think he's that great. Um, yeah, there's no one I'm really like pumped for. I mean, you can make an argument anyone would be better than Darvin Ham at this point. Like, anyone that can is better with the X's and O's would be good at this point. But like, I don't know. I'm not like in my opinion, you got to wait and see like what coaches get fired in the offseason. Ask me in the offseason, and I might have a better answer for you. Um, the debates in this are wild. I love it. I love seeing this stuff. Kept Crunch, you should give a certain person a pass, but you have no mercy on him. Who, LeBron? Are you talking about LeBron? I've criticized LeBron all the time, dude. I've gotten like hate for criticizing LeBron, but like I'm not gonna criticize LeBron when there's nothing to criticize him about. Like, like when LeBron's been very good this year. I criticized LeBron regularly last year. LeBron was not like LeBron was playing selfish. Like, there was all kinds of issues I had with LeBron last year. This year, I can't really. I got like something on my shoe. Well, this year, LeBron's been solid. I really like how LeBron's been. He stopped shooting us out of games. Like, he's taking less threes and shooting a better percentage. Like, I really like how LeBron's played this year. Like, I'm not gonna just criticize somebody just to criticize somebody. It's gotta be warranted. I defended Ham heavy early in the season. Early on, I was like jumping through hoops trying to defend Ham. And then eventually just gets to a point where it's like, all right, you're clearly you're clearly not that guy. Uh 1A MJ, 1B Bron, 3 Kareem, 4 Shaq, 5 Magic, Duncan, Bird, Kobe, Wilt, Giannis. I don't think I can put Giannis in the top 10. I really don't. But everything else, I like. I wouldn't really argue that. Um, Something that like I've said before that I don't think gets recognized enough. Like there are people in the NBA right now that like don't even play that would probably be superstars in like the 80s and 90s. Right? Like think of Zach Levine in like the 80s and 90s. How athletic he was and how much he could jump and fly and shoot. And he's not even like is he even a top 20 player in today's NBA? Like let's even go deeper than that. Think of like a guy like Derrick Jones Jr. Think of how athletic and crazy he is. How much he can jump through like he's a defensive specialist. Not great offensively by today's standards, but like back then, his ability to just put the ball on the deck and like be more athletic than everybody. Like the NBA has advanced so much that like people don't seem to grasp at times. Like there are guys that you've probably never even heard of that would probably be top 20 players and in like the 80s and 90s and early 90s, like which I think is crazy. um Hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right. This is supposed to be a basketball stream, not how big of a nerd you were when you were younger stream. Dude, I thought you were rapping for a minute. I was like, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right. This is supposed to be a basketball stream, not nerd night. Come on, man. Bars, Blecka, bars. God, you let me down. You really set that up like it was about to be something great. And I was like, oh, and then you just, I realized you were just leaving a hate comment. So, wow. Um, I'm hoping Braun would win another ring just so the GOAT conversation would get crazier. I think he's still kidding. It's gonna be tough, but I think he still can. I'm more hyped about the potential of Max Lewis could be like a Danny Green. Maxwell Lewis is another guy. Like I actually thought Maxwell Lewis they would draft instead like in Jalen Hood Shafino's place. Like I actually thought that would have been reversed, but I'm just glad that they drafted Maxwell Lewis. Like he was like the only guy like, that I really made like videos on was Maxwell Lewis. Like at my draft day videos, which I'm gonna make more this year because I should. But like last year, like I I don't know, I was like, we got to get Maxwell Lewis. Um, 80 is 31. Do you have news already? I remember him being 27 yesterday. Time flies, man. Time flies. It's not Victor. I don't know. I definitely think it can be. It's not today, but as long as like LeBron and Curry and guys like that are in the league, then they're going to be the face, right? But when they're gone, I wouldn't be shocked if it's Victor. Um, the question is, could LeBron win his fifth title on the Lakers? Absolutely. Depends on the team. Like, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if they won it this year. But Luka or Giannis, I would take Giannis. I like Luka a lot. I just don't think he plays winning basketball. It's like Wimby turns into Montable. Uh, let's see. Mans does not understand how good OG is. OG is excellent, but he's not like like where does OG rank in the NBA? Top 30, 40? Like where is he? Like I'm not saying he's not a superstar. He's not an all he's a premier 3 and D guy. He can put the ball on the deck, he can score, he's versatile. Um, if his floor was OG, he'd already be starting. No, because it's in year 2 and he's a kid. If he was already like at that level, then yeah, he'd be starting. But I'm not talking. Do we realize that Max Christie just turned 21, right? Like the kid's not even like give him a couple years. No, I'm playing. Tyler got hella trust in Max. If he really does become that, I'll wholeheartedly admit I was wrong. Yeah, look. Well, one, will Max Christie even be on the Lakers? If the Lakers trade for a superstar, you got to imagine Max Christie's probably in that conversation. But look, I could, maybe I'm delusional, right? We'll see. Time will tell. I mean, we'll know in a couple of years. But I am super high on. I think bare minimum, he's like a premier 3-and-D guy, like bare minimum, premier 3-and-D guy. Let's see. Ja would be the face if he stopped with the off-court antics and the injuries start to turn into Derrick Rose. That's the problem. Like I think Ja was heading in that direction and he screwed it up. Like that might have been my answer if like he didn't do the silly stuff he did. Bro, boss got out of hand. Nothing's like a good timely pause though. She looks good for mid-cert age. Dude, Jeannie, man, she um Jeannie has like 6. Like literally. They did get a steal in Daniel Gafford. And PJ Washington's starting to come around a little bit for that. He was looking rough. Monty Williams would be great for the Celtics. Celtics not firing Missoula is going to destroy them. I think so too. Like, I have like zero faith. Joe Missoula might be the only coach that gives Darvin Ham a run for his money. Let's see. Boston beats themselves. Pause. Sorry, trying to find something to me. Guys are wild. Some of these comments are great. Just trying to find something to me. Let's see. Some of these comments are great. This game sucked, even though we had won. AD was lackluster on the offensive end, not boards, but all the shots were in the paint, and he kept rejected, which led to transition opportunities for the Wolves. I wouldn't say he was lackluster on the offensive side of things, but the Lakers as a whole, I wanted more from them. I wanted a lot more from them. I saw someone on one of the announcement posts say Steeler Nation, let's smelt. I don't know what that's about. I'm not that invested in football to know what smelt means. But that was great. Can we trade for Dame next year? Nah, I would personally stay away from Dame. Dame is not the guy he once was. He has games, he has moments, but like I've watched a lot of Milwaukee this season because I thought Milwaukee was going to be terrifying, and they were awful. I found the NFL hard to follow too, but I just decided on a team to watch and follow, which helps. I also have a brother that's really into it, so that helps understand the basics, which helps. So yeah, definitely, it's a lot harder to follow than the NBA is. It really is. There's just more players, more moving parts. Like it's just a lot different structured. But plus, like one individual guy doesn't make as much of an impact. Like you put a guy like not even like LeBron. Like you put like an all-star level guy on like any team in the league and they immediately become like light years better. Like you could put like one of the premier defensive guys on any team and they might win one extra game if that. Just very different sport. Yeah, or just play fantasy football. I really hope that AD has a good game against Sabonis. Twitter's gonna have a field day if he's Stinker EFX. You on drugs? I'm telling you, some of these comments, you guys, some of you are wild. Some of the comments are, man. This channel is too funny. I'm with you, Andrew. This is some of this stuff is wild. Dude, I'm telling you, man. Some of these comments, I'm like going through these comments, like, man, somebody, you guys are wild. Also, real quick, no one's complimented me on my new background. By the way, I am insulted. It hurts. I ordered all this stuff. Well, this poster I already had, but all this stuff. Oh, and my mom made me that like right before she passed. Rest in peace. But yeah, it was like some like tiki thing that she had, and she was like, "Oh, I made it Laker colors," and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And I didn't really know what to do with it. And then I became a YouTuber, and I was like, "Oh, perfect." And then I got this like LeBron canvas poster, which is dope, and then this Kobe canvas poster, which this Kobe one I think is really dope. Although my girl liked the LeBron one more, she thought it looks better. But yeah, got like an actual background now for like videos and stuff instead of looking like a bum with like a wall and not one cup. Not like, damn, Tyler, I really like your background. I really love what you did there, man. Like nothing. No stroke of the ego, pause, but like, man, hurt people, hurt. But it's okay. I'll let it go. It's fine. It's fine. The debates. LeBron is playing the best I have seen both years. LeBron's been great. Ham thinks he's the sixth man of the other team. He's like, "Don't worry, guys. I got your back tonight." What else? Dude's talking about finals games decade. Don't know if Levine would survive the 80s or 90s, honestly. He gets bumped and pushed around so much, he'd probably be more injury prone than now. Yeah, but you also got to keep in mind, guys would adjust and make change. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh, LeBron's soft. He would have played." Like if he grew up in the 80s or 90s, like you don't think he would play like differently? You don't think he'd be more like physical and like LeBron might be even scarier because he might be more physically imposing, which is crazy to think about, right? But like you got to put things in perspective. I'm talking about like his skill set and his athleticism, right? Like you didn't have guys like that in the 80s or 90s. Like, I mean, you did, but there were very few, very few. Tolerant stream. It would be the best card in the 90s behind Jordan. Yeah, like guys like that, like not even guys that are like looked at as like top 10 in today's NBA. Look, I hate him. Let Tyler tell his origin story. Everyone likes a good origin story, Blucka. Blucka just doesn't want. Blucka just doesn't want to hear it because he gets it in text. That's all it is. Like I've heard this story before. Let's see. Dude, I just want to sit here and read the comments. Like it's literally all I want to do. This chat is wild. Um, Victor is definitely Victor is definitely the next man up. I guarantee he will get a quadruple double. Dude, he's already came close a couple times. I genuinely think in like 3 4 years he'll be the face of the league. Aiming for the bushes right now. Oh, oh, okay. There's more. Um, I know I'm not talking. It's just I'm reading all these comments. They're great, Tyler. I can't stand John is stupid dancing. I've never like, dude. I'm sorry. Like, I know some people thought it was hard. Some people thought it was dope. I thought the corniest thing ever was in that one game where like, what was it last year where Memphis before every game would do their little like dance thing, and I was like, sit down, relax. And then what happened? You got smacked in the first round. Sit down. Man, that team was the most unserious team I think I've ever seen, and they just had so much talent too. Um, let's see. If and once Tally gets down to this part of the chat, it will spark some wild debates. Dude, I'm telling you, I'm going through this. I'm like, I'm trying. Like, I don't want to go for another like hour because it's already 10:30. I got to work, get things set up for tomorrow. But man, there's some stuff that like I really do want to like jump in and chime on. But I just know myself, and I don't know how to just be short with answers. Like I don't know how to just be like, oh yeah, I agree, or no, I disagree. Like I always have to like go in depth on stuff. Tyler, who taught you the ways? Was it the forest nymphs? Bro, you guys are comedy. Oh my god, that tiki thing is fire. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, my mom, like I said, my mom had just like had it like randomly, and she like painted it. And I was like, and she like gave it to me like a year before she died, and I like so I've just like kind of had it like sitting around, and then like I said, like year and a half ago, I became a YouTuber, and I was like, oh, that's dope. Uh, Background looks good, but who is that in the paint? Oh, it's nothing. I just think it's a dope. I just thought it was cool. Like a friend gave it to me like a while ago before he moved, and I just have always liked the I just liked it. He was like, "Oh, do you want this?" And I was like, "Sure." And I just didn't know what to do with it, so like I hung it up, and I was like, "Oh, cool, cool." So yeah, it's just to like not have like a plain background. I'm just joking. I don't really care if you guys like it or not. I just wanted to make like an actual background. I was just talking smack because no one mentioned it, and I thought one person would be like, "Oh, wow, he changed his background." Can't notice the background with the big four-eyed nerd telling us stories of his Yu-Gi-Oh! And his Pokemans. Uh, Dally, you need a cam upgrade. You looking on a 480p on monitor? Don't worry, I got you here. Hang on a second. Let me. Hey, you want peep this? Oh. Your boy's moving up. I just haven't set it up yet, but I literally just got this in the mail. The 4K Pro X camera. It's the Logitech. Apparently, this is supposed to be the best one. I hope it was because it wasn't cheap. So, yeah. So it's like a webcam for that. So, like I said, I just got to set it up. So I'm already ahead of you, Ghost. Already ahead of you. Look at we upgraded, doing big things. Right? That's what we need. Gotta, you know, gotta make grow, trying to do this full time, trying to become a real YouTuber. So I gotta like, you know, actually do stuff. Talk about these Brian Shell Sudden. Do you even know who Shell Sudden is? uh, Oh my God, you really brought in Shelson and his opinion. Do you know who he is? That's probably the best comment I've seen thus far. Let's talk about Shelson and calling out LeBron James. Oh, this dude, that's the best comment on this chat. Like if you know who Shell Sutton is, then you know exactly why I think that is comedy. Uh, Shell Sutton's been like suspended multiple times for PEDs and stuff like that. It speaks some sense into that. There's some people there's no talking sense into. You just I'm enjoying this right now. Tyrese chat now at this point. What's your take on Rudy Gobert's money gesture? I mean, he's taking that from other people. It's not original. Um, what is the Lakers' best playoff scenario? You play the Thunder in the first round, the Timberwolves in the second round, and then you deal with whoever you got to deal with in the third. That's ideal. That's the best case scenario. Um, Jordan is better at game. I don't know about that. Jordan's a terrible gamer. I like Wimby, but I can't stand the Spurs, so I really hope he leaves there eventually. The problem is he probably. I guess when Pop leaves, he might. But get set to get goof facts, dude. That was the most comedy thing ever. He was talking all that stuff. Like I said, they are the most unserious. They were the most unserious basketball team ever. Tyler making plans for 100K subs already. Trying to get there. Like I said, no, I was like, oh, I should upgrade because it does. I'll watch like the playback of some of these streams sometimes, and I want to start doing more videos like with my face because like it's better for like personal wise, like in a growing audience and stuff like that, like brand or personal brand recognition. So I was like, if I'm really gonna do this, like I should start like upgrading things. So yeah, so like I got the computer last year, which I was like cool, and then I was like, oh, I should make like a background, and then I was like, oh, I should get a good camera. So I got a good camera. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Getting there. And I was gonna get a mic. I mean, I have like a mic over there, but like the audio always seems fine with this. And like apparently the mic on this is supposed to be really good. So I was like, I'll test this. If not, then I'll probably just like if I need to go back to that mic. And then if not, then I'll just upgrade the mic at some point. But yeah, so yeah, I'm already ahead of you, Ghost. I already got you. If for some reason Lakers don't make the playoffs, are you guys going to cover the Clippers? That definitely ain't happening. Do they were gambling, smoking, yeah, doing everything. You need AIS uniforms. I've thought about doing merch a bunch of times. Like I just want to wait till like I'm bigger. Like I even thought about like channel memberships and stuff like that. Like I know like channel memberships and merch and things like that. I just want to wait till it's like worth it, right? Like I'm sure like a handful of people would like buy a shirt or whatever and help me out just to like support and stuff, which I'd appreciate, right? And obviously again, like I'm trying to do this for a living, so like the money would be nice, the money would help, but like to me it's just like if I'm going to do it, like I want to do it right. And like I also need to like make cuz I'm not an artist, like I can't like draw. Like you guys want a stick figure on a shirt? I got you. But outside of that, like so that means like I gotta like hire somebody to like draw stuff for me and like do that and stuff. And like it's like a whole process. So I'm like, I'm just gonna be patient. I'm gonna wait. I'm not saying I have to get to like 100,000 subs, but like I at least want to be get to like 30, 40, 50,000 or like maybe I have like a couple hundred people that are willing to buy a shirt. So now I'm making like a couple grand a month off of that. And it's like, okay, now it's worth it. But like right now to like make like a couple $100 and to like have to pay somebody and put the time into it, I just don't think it'd be worth it right now, personally. But I don't know, maybe I'll do a poll or something. Yeah, Shell Sutton, peace, PED, easy effects. Tyler moving on up. Let's go. Yeah, got it. One step at a time. We're getting there. Tell me you don't know MMA without telling me. Yeah, exactly. He really brought in Shell Sutton. That was great, dude. I love Shell Sutton. I like listened or I used to. I don't as much anymore because I just don't have the time. But like when I did have the time, I like watched Shell Sonnen like regularly, like his podcast, the YouTube channel and stuff like that. But like, man, he uh he still has like the greatest uh tough episode ever. Um, but Uncle Shell was an MMA fighter who got for this stuff. Yeah, like regular. Um, oh, the SM7B. That's funny. Well, thank you, Campbell. First off, secondly, that's the one that I actually have saved on my cart. That exact one saved on my cart because I have a buddy that does YouTube, and he that's the mic he uses, and he was like, "This is great." He's like, "I've used like 10 of them." Um, Tyler, if you can be bothered, which I wouldn't, but you should make a video shutting down every point that Tyrese makes about it, like super clickbait, like why LeBron is the GOAT comedy. Dude, like I've thought about like getting into that stuff, like because I do have like as it stands sports. It's just like I mean it's good for content, but it's just like it's one of those things where it's like it just like there's always gonna be argument. Like I could go through every point, and it's just not like is it worth the time? Like just be very time consuming. Um, Imagine Tyler telling his friends about how funny his comments are. I'm sure there's a few like just watching going through it right now. Hey, what's going on, C. Davis? Let's see. When a certain person leaves the team, I'll be glad. Look, I get it. I understand some people don't like sorry, I understand some people don't like LeBron, but I would prefer 1080p, Tyler. Well, thank you. Like I said, I gotta get it set up. I literally just got it. Like I just got like all this stuff today too. Oh, like I said, that poster and like the tiki thing were new, but like this stuff, and then like I got some new like light stuff, and then like the camera and like a few other things came in today. Trying, like I said, trying to move on up, trying to be big time, big time. Um, let's see. Uh, that was a good one by the Lakers. Yeah, agreed. Solid win. I'll take it. Let's see. Why did the Flippers build their arena in LA? I'm sure San Diego doesn't have a team. They used to be the San Diego Clippers. They should go back. Um, do as it stands in a basketball like the Lakers logo. Yeah, like I'm really like so obviously like all right, like I'll probably do the like logo stuff, but I want to make like a real like brand. Like that's like if I'm gonna get into the merch stuff, like I want to get into like merch stuff that's like you would wear like if you saw it on the street, you'd be like, oh, that's dope. Like I want to rock that. Like I want it to be something where like even if you don't know who I am as like Tyler the YouTuber, like if you just saw the clothing brand at a store, you'd buy it. Like I don't like because so many YouTubers like you'll see they'll just make like like as it stands merch, and it's just like their name, and it's like how many people want to wear like an as it stands hoodie or like shirt that just says like the company brand on it. Like, there's some people that will, but most people just want to like support and like help out, which I appreciate. But like, I want to give people a reason to buy. Like, I want to make like, I want to have like designs like it's its own thing. Like, maybe keep it like sports related or like basketball related, but I want it to be like its own thing. Like, I want it to be cool, right? And like, even Lakers stuff. Like, why? Like, my thought process is like, why would you buy like a shirt like a Laker designed shirt from me when you could buy it anywhere. Like you could go to Ross and buy like a Laker hoodie for like $10. Like, why would you want to spend 20 or like 40 on a hoodie from me? Like outside of like support. Like I want to create stuff where like people genuinely want it. Like they're like, oh, that's dope. I gotta get that. And like have actual jobs. And like look at all like the big like YouTubers that have success in clothing. They all do that. Right? Like, like think of like Logan Paul, right? He has like Maverick. Even if you don't know who Logan Paul is, you might know what Maverick is. Or you might not even know it's associated. Right? Obviously, you have guys like Mr. Beast that have like Mr. Beast stuff, but like, you know, outside of that, like you look at like the Nelk Boys, they got like all their Happy Dad stuff and like their Nelk clothing and stuff. Like it's like its own thing. Like that's what I want. I want it to be its own thing. Stick figure shirt is wild. You know, it'd be funny. Like I just do that. Like maybe like I'll draw like a stick figure and like a stick figure Laker jersey. It'll just be like really shitty drawing, but it'll be like a drawing from me and like put it on a shirt. No bullshit. Like that's the kind of shit that sells. Like that's the kind of stuff people are like, that's dope. Let me buy it. Like that would probably make some money. So maybe I'll do that one day. Damn, where'd Tyrese go? Check that out real quick. Bro fingers got tired. Dude, I love it. This is like my favorite part of like doing it. Like I love like the debates, the conversations. Like it's my favorite thing. Like even like in the comments, that's why I try to like respond to comments and stuff. Like even like when people are like, "Oh, you're an idiot. Here's why." Like I love that stuff. I do. I just genuinely, I just enjoy conversation. Period. Uh, all he does is copy and paste argument. Why are the Lakers 36-30? Why can't they be like the 2019-2020 Lakers? That was the best team. Because the Lakers just are very unserious at times, and it drives me crazy. It's just the inconsistencies. I think the Lakers are better than their record is, but go Lakers! I'm with you, Lee. I'm with you. At the end of the day, that's all we want. We all want the Lakers to be good. Well, maybe not Tyrese, but he stood on business. AIS energy drinks, bro. Like for real, like especially because I'm always drinking this stuff. Like I should. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like that's the goal, right? Like at some point, have like clothing line, have like a merch, like some type of product line, stuff like that's where the money's at. Like that's where the bank is at. So ultimately, that's the goal one day. Where were we? Dude got 1 terabyte archived of anti-liberal. That's great. He just has like a hard drive. He's like, oh, Tyler's live. It just plugs that shit in. And it's just going wild. Dude, that is comedy. Oh, man. I like when they just say Tyler is an idiot and you click on the more button and all they did was spam space bars. Looked like they had an explanation coming below. People just have too much time on their hands. That's the problem. Oh, I'm down to the end of the chat. Blucka wasn't lying. As soon as Tyrese left, it died real quick. Lakers should have at least 5 to 8 more wins. Bare minimum. Like I said, I think that they'll get at least to 45 wins. I do. I think they'll get at least to 45. So you're talking at least what 9 more wins, 9 more W's, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Let's see. I'm all for it, Tyler. Well, thank you. I appreciate you. Like I said, everything will come. It'll come with time. Believe me, there's so much stuff I want to do like right now, but I'm just like I want to get to a certain point, right? Like I want it to be worth it. Like I don't want to have to be like oh man, like like everything takes time. I just it's patience, right? It's just about being patient. Because we all want it like now, right? Like I'd love to just be like like I'm a huge YouTuber and providing for my family and life's great, but it'll come. Time will come. It'll get there. You just got to keep working hard. It was Tyrese's bedtime. His mom cut off the internet. All right, that's enough, Tyrese. Go to bed. Uh, Crazy quote on each shirt. Yeah, I should just have like bizarre. That's what I should have. Like I should just have a line where it's like a bunch of like crazy stuff that NBA players have said. I should make a Tyrese line where it's just like comments of like, well, Shell Sutton said. If there were enough people in this chat, I'd probably do it. That'd be hilarious. Goes into street justice moment. Tyrese gets going. I'm anti. Honestly, I'm anti Jordan and this person on the Lakers. You can say LeBron. It's okay. Um, can you call Torian Prince Darvin Ham's baby daddy, please? He is. He's baby daddy. You gotta keep those things like. Uh, gotta keep those things random. That's what it has to be. Uh, that would be the funniest inside joke of all time. That's what I'm saying. Like that would be comedy. That'd be so good. Like problem is just not like yeah or something like that. Like I survived a Tyrese Jones cyber attack. Like man, if there were enough people, if there were enough people in the chat that were like people did it, I'd probably go and pay to get those shirts made. Uh, if you say great, it must be clean. Exactly, I'll buy one. Uh, we need we need more diaries to slam post game. It's too funny. Yeah. Man, we're right there. All right, I need to wrap this up. I've been going like 2 hours. And I got a lot of work to do. I was just scared of the Lakers facing the Nuggets. I don't blame you. I don't blame you, C. Davis. The the Lakers are definitely seem to or the Nuggets seem to have the Lakers number for sure. But look, I'd rather have a puncher's chance than anything. You know what I mean? Like uh, fire Tyrese. Lakers' problems will be solved if he gets the solution. No, you know what? I need to become big enough and then just have Tyrese have like his own channel on like the AIS network, and it's just like him just and just let him just like go off and rant on like all this stuff, dude. Like Tyler, Tyler, how did you make your millions? Well, there was this guy Tyrese that just like spammed a bunch of stuff, and I created a YouTube channel for him, and it exploded. like, and now I'm a billionaire. Like, how did you surpass Mr. Beast? Well, funny story. There was this guy Tyrese that had 1 terabyte of of usage. That would be great. Oh man. Yeah, just have an anti-LeBron channel. Just let him go. Just let him go rant. Man. Tyrese versus Kip or Tyrese versus Ryan Hollins. Easy money facts is what I'm saying. Yeah, I do. You gotta get me out of here. You're right, Alonzo. I am. I'm gonna wrap it up. I appreciate you guys. Like I said, I love this stuff. I love like just joking around. I love hanging out. I love just having fun. Right? That's what it's all about, right? That's why I do these live streams. It's to connect. It's to that felt good. Just to again have a good time. But like film creation said, subscribe and hit that like button. Guys, like the video. We support Tyler so he can go back to watch alongs. Yeah, like I'll probably do the watch alongs again for the playoffs. It's just hard. And like if I'm being honest, like there weren't like I love doing the watch alongs, but one, there wasn't enough people like to where it was like worth separating the time. And two, it's hard outside of like the 7:30 games because like I still have to like play dad. Like I still have like my family obligations. But in the playoffs, I was like, all right, I need to bring it back. Even if it's just like a handful of us, I need to bring it back. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here because I need to stop reading these comments and you guys are distracting me. But I appreciate you guys. Seriously, you guys are awesome. Thank you all again. Real quick, take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. I hope you guys had a good time tonight. And let's get Wednesday, right? Wednesday. We have to win that game. I cannot stress enough how badly we need to win that game. But anyway, again, you guys are awesome. And I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys Wednesday. Peace.